boy from New England who we will never forget, fighting the condition that rapidly ages the body so much faster than the rest of us.
He used to look like this, a good-looking young man with a shock of red hair. But after using a home remedy, Paul Carson looks like this.
I'm Stanford and I'm a cyclist.
This individual tattooed his entire body black, removed his nose, inked his eyeballs, and got rid of 2 of his fingers.
In a world full of diverse and unique individuals, there are some people whose existence seems almost unbelievable. From extraordinary abilities to bizarre appearances, these individuals will leave you in awe. Here are 15 humans you won't believe exist. Number 15, Tom Staniford. If you were to encounter someone who looks like this on the road, would you mistake him for a human or an alien? Surprisingly, he is indeed a human, and his name is Tom Staniford. But why does he look like this? Tom Staniford has a condition called MDP syndrome, which makes him unable to store any fat under his skin. Yes, zero fat. Not only does this make him look like a real-life Ken doll, but it also means he has to consume over 8,000 calories a day just to maintain his weight. That's a high-maintenance body. But despite his lack of fat, Tom is a professional cyclist. He's out there on the roads, pedaling away with the best of them, all while defying the laws of biology. Some of us can barely make it up a hill without feeling like we're about to pass out. And here's Tom, effortlessly passing by with his non-existent fat reserves. And if you thought that was impressive, wait until you learn about his career as a Paralympic cyclist. Not only does Tom have to deal with his unique condition, but he's also competing at the highest level of paracycling. Apparently he might lack fat, but he definitely has excess determination and grit. Tom's also faces low testosterone levels, diabetes type 2, and moderate hearing loss. But he doesn't concentrate on the bad side of all his medical problems. Instead, he's a motivational speaker, using his experiences to inspire others to overcome their own challenges. To be honest, if this guy can conquer the world on a bike with no fat and all these medical issues, what excuse do the rest of us have? In between all the cycling and motivational speaking, he also somehow found the time to become a qualified lawyer. While some of us still struggle to find time to do the laundry, here's Tom, juggling multiple careers like it's no big deal. The next human you will see is so out of this world, you'll think he's a character from a sci-fi novel. Number 14, Paul Carson. You see, Paul had a little quirk that set him apart from the rest of us mere mortals. He had skin that was a striking shade of blue, as in the color of the sky on a clear summer day. Now, you're probably wondering how on Earth, or should we say off Earth, did Paul end up looking like a character from Avatar? Well, it all started when he turned to a rather unusual remedy for a skin condition. Instead of opting for the usual creams and ointments, Paul decided to drink a solution called colloidal silver. And boom, he turned blue. You see, colloidal silver is known for its antibacterial properties, but it also has the rather peculiar side effect of turning your skin blue, and that's exactly what happened to Paul. Over time, his skin started to take on a bluish hue until he ended up looking like a real-life Smurf. Now, you might think that Paul would want to hide away from the world, given his rather unique appearance. But no, not Paul. He embraced his blue skin and even became something of a celebrity because of it. He appeared on television shows and in newspapers, and people couldn't get enough of this blue-skinned wonder. But Paul wasn't just content with being a walking, talking work of art. He also used his newfound fame to spread awareness about the dangers of using colloidal silver as a health remedy. He wanted to make sure that no one else ended up looking like a character from a children's cartoon. Sadly, Paul passed away in 2013, but his legacy lives on. He may have been one of the most unbelievable humans we won't believe exist, but he also served as a reminder that sometimes truth is indeed stranger than fiction. Number 13, Darina Spengler. Meet Darina, the girl who had to leave her hometown in Siberia because of the way she looks. If you take a closer look at Darina, you'll notice she doesn't have lips or a chin. Her distinct features have left the children in her hometown scared of her. In fact, her heartless relatives and friends cruelly disowned her, but that didn't stop this brave soul from seeking the treatment she deserved. Despite living with the fear of rejection all her life, Darina's parents refused to give up on her. Maternity doctors in Russia even advised them to put her up for adoption. Can you believe that? But thankfully, they chose another option: treatment. This fearless Russian schoolgirl embarked on a journey from Moscow to London for life-changing treatment at Great Ormond Street Hospital. And guess what? A Russian charity, Rusfond, funded her treatment and expenses. Darina underwent an 11-hour surgery at Gosh to reform her jaw. Although doctors couldn't pinpoint the exact cause of her condition, they suspect it resulted from spontaneous mutations. While she has never had a full diagnosis, doctors in the UK believe she suffers from Naga syndrome, a rare birth condition affecting the bones and tissues in the face. Early in pregnancy, the cheekbones, eye sockets, and jaw may not develop properly, which causes a characteristic appearance with downward sloping eyes and a small jaw. Despite facing numerous challenges, Darina has shown immense strength and resilience. Her journey is a testament to the power of determination and the unwavering support of her family. So, the next time you come across someone who looks different, remember Darina's story. It's not about how we look on the outside, but the strength and courage that lie within. After all, it's what's on the inside that truly counts. Number 12. Anthony Lofredo. This Frenchman is one of the most unbelievable humans to ever walk the planet. You see, Anthony has spent years undergoing extreme body modifications to make himself look like a real-life alien. With a passion for body art and a fascination with the extraterrestrial, Anthony has gone to extreme lengths to alter his appearance. He's had his nose removed, his tongue split, and even had his eyeballs tattooed black. And if that wasn't enough, he's also had implants placed under his skin to create horn-like ridges on his forehead. If you think that's wild, just wait until you hear about his plans to have his arms and legs amputated in order to attach artificial limbs that resemble tentacles. But Anthony's transformation doesn't stop at his physical appearance. He's also adopted a unique way of speaking, using guttural sounds and clicks to communicate. It's like he's trying to convince us that he really is from another planet. Now, you might be thinking that Anthony's extreme body modifications are just a cry for attention, but he insists that he's simply expressing himself and living life on his own terms. And hey, who are we to judge? After all, we live in a world where people spend hours perfecting their Instagram selfies and getting cosmetic surgery to look like their favorite celebrity. So why not let Anthony live out his wildest sci-fi fantasies? Number 11. Connie Culp. This lady is the living, breathing embodiment of the phrase "truth is stranger than fiction," and her story is nothing short of remarkable. You see, Connie Culp is the first recipient of a near-total face transplant in the United States. Her journey began in 2004 when her husband attempted to end her life by shooting her in the face. The damage was catastrophic, leaving her without a nose, cheeks, and upper jaw. But Connie didn't let this tragedy define her. Instead, she became a beacon of resilience and hope. After years of surgeries and reconstructive procedures, Connie made history in 2008 when she underwent a groundbreaking face transplant at the Cleveland Clinic. The surgery was a resounding success, restoring not only her physical appearance, but also her ability to speak, smell, and eat. But Connie's remarkable journey doesn't end there. In the years following her surgery, she has become an advocate for organ donation and a source of inspiration for countless individuals facing their own challenges. Her resilience and unwavering positivity have touched the hearts of people around the world, earning her a special place in human history. Number 10. Sam Burns. This is another extraordinary human being who will make you question everything you thought you knew about the limits of human potential. Sam Burns looks like this because of a medical condition, progeria, a rare genetic condition that causes rapid aging. Sam lived his life to the fullest and defied all odds. While most people would let such a diagnosis define their lives, Sam decided to redefine what it means to live with a rare disease. From a young age, Sam showed an incredible zest for life. He was determined to make the most of every moment and refused to let his condition hold him back. He became an inspiration to people around the world with his positive attitude and unwavering determination. But wait, it gets even more unbelievable. Not only did Sam live his life to the fullest, but he also became a motivational speaker, spreading his message of hope and resilience to audiences everywhere. He even gave a TEDx talk that has been viewed by millions of people, proving that he was not just an ordinary teenager, he was an extraordinary force to be reckoned with. And if that wasn't enough, Sam also became the subject of an HBO documentary, Life According to Sam, which chronicled his remarkable journey and the impact he had on those around him. His story touched the hearts of millions and continues to inspire people to this day. Sadly, Sam passed away at the young age of 17, but his legacy lives on. His impact on the world is immeasurable, and his spirit continues to inspire people to live their lives with courage and determination. So, the next time you think you've seen it all, think again. Sam Burns was not just a rare gem, he was a once-in-a-lifetime phenomenon who proved that the human spirit knows no bounds. His story is a reminder that we should never underestimate the power of resilience and the ability to defy expectations. In a world full of extraordinary humans, Sam Burns stands out as a shining example of what it means to live life to the fullest, no matter the obstacles. His story is a testament to the indomitable spirit of the human race and a reminder that we should never underestimate the potential of those who refuse to be defined by their circumstances. So here's to Sam Burns, a true marvel of humanity and a reminder that we won't believe exists until we see it for ourselves. Number 9, Muhammad Kaleem. Muhammad Kaleem from India holds the record for having the world's largest hands. His hands measure over 13 inches from the base of his palm to the tip of his middle finger. That's like having 2 mini baseball bats attached to your wrists. It's no wonder he's been dubbed the real-life Hulk by his friends and family. Now, you might be thinking, how does he even manage to go about his daily life with hands that could probably palm a basketball with ease? Well, it's definitely not a walk in the park. Simple tasks like buttoning a shirt or tying shoelaces become Herculean feats for Muhammad. But he's not one to let his hands hold him back. In fact, he's learned to embrace his unique feature and has become somewhat of a local celebrity in his hometown. Muhammad Kaleem isn't just known for his massive hands. He also possesses a superhuman strength that would make even the mightiest of mortals envious. His grip strength is off the charts, and he can crush fruits like watermelons with ease. Muhammad Kaleem is living proof that humans come in all shapes and sizes, and sometimes they possess extraordinary abilities that defy belief. But the next human has an even worse case than Kaleem. Number 8, Deepak Paswan. Meet Deepak Paswan, the extraordinary individual who defies the norms of human anatomy. Deepak, unlike anyone we've ever seen before, was born with not just the usual 4 limbs, but 8. Now, you might be wondering how something like this could happen. Well, it turns out that these extra body parts were actually the remnants of an undeveloped twin. Before Deepak's birth, his mother endured frequent bouts of pain, clueless about the abnormality that lay within her womb. Unfortunately, due to the lack of adequate healthcare services in the Indian region of Bihar, this anomaly went unnoticed until the big day arrived. When Deepak finally made his grand entrance into the world, he left everyone in utter astonishment. Some people saw him as a symbol of the Hindu goddess Lakshmi and showered him with offerings, while others viewed him as a potential monster who might devour his own parents in the future. Quite the mixed bag of reactions, wouldn't you say? While some may see Deepak as an anomaly, we prefer to think of him as a living, breathing testament to the incredible diversity of human existence. Number 7, Francisco Domingo Joaquim. Allow us to introduce you to Francisco Domingo Joaquim, a man whose talent will make you question everything you thought you knew about the human body. You see, Francisco has a rather unusual claim to fame. He can stretch his mouth to an extraordinary width, earning him the well-deserved title of the Angolan Jaw of Awe. It's like a portal to another dimension, capable of swallowing whole pizzas in a single bite and still having room for dessert. Now, you might be thinking, surely this is just another tall tale, but he's real. Born in Angola, Francisco discovered his remarkable ability at the tender age of 8 when he realized that he could stretch his mouth to about 17 centimeters wide. To put that into perspective, that's wider than the average adult hand. He has taken his talent to the world stage, wowing audiences with his incredible contortions. In fact, he even earned the title of widest mouth in the Guinness World Records, cementing his status as a true marvel of human anatomy. You might be wondering how Francisco managed to develop such an extraordinary skill. Well, it turns out that his unique ability is not just a result of luck, it actually requires a great deal of training and dedication. Francisco spends hours each day stretching and exercising his facial muscles to maintain his impressive jaw flexibility. It's safe to say that he takes mouth-watering to a whole new level. But Francisco is not just a one-trick pony. In addition to his jaw-dropping talent, he is also an accomplished singer and dancer. He has used his fame to pursue a career in the entertainment industry, performing in various shows and events around the world. Number 6, Sultan Kosen. This man is not a character from a fantasy novel or a superhero from a comic book. He's actually a real-life human being. Sultan Kosen is one of those individuals that make you question the limits of human existence. Standing at a staggering 8 feet 2.8 inches tall, he holds the Guinness World Record for being the tallest living person on the planet. Sultan Kösen comes from Turkey, where his extraordinary height was attributed to a tumor in his pituitary gland, which caused his body to produce an excessive amount of growth hormone. Despite undergoing successful treatment to remove the tumor, the damage had already been done and Sultan continued to grow to unprecedented heights. Living as a giant among men comes with its fair share of challenges. From finding clothes and shoes that fit to navigating through doorways and vehicles designed for average-sized individuals, Sultan Kösen's daily life is anything but ordinary. However, he has embraced his unique stature and uses his celebrity status to raise awareness about the medical conditions that led to his extraordinary growth. In addition to his towering height, Sultan Kösen possesses a gentle and humble demeanor that makes him loved by everyone he meets. He has traveled the world, captivating audiences and inspiring others to embrace their differences. Despite his physical stature, Sultan's heart and spirit are what truly set him apart as an extraordinary human being. Number 5. Michelle Köbke. This German woman has made headlines for her jaw-dropping transformation that will leave you scratching your head in disbelief. In fact, she has taken the concept of body modification to a whole new level. You see, Michelle has spent the last several years of her life striving to achieve the coveted hourglass figure, and eventually she succeeded. But how did Michelle accomplish this seemingly impossible feat, you ask? Well, Michelle has devoted herself to waist training, a practice that involves wearing a corset for extended periods of time in order to reshape the waist and achieve a more exaggerated hourglass shape. Now, we're not talking about just any old corset here. Michelle has taken her dedication to the extreme by lacing herself into a tiny corset that measures a mere 16 inches in circumference. Let that sink in for a moment, 16 inches. To put that into perspective, the average waist size for women in the United States is around 37 inches. You do the math. This extreme waist training regimen has led Michelle to achieve a waist size that defies all logic and reason. Her waist is so tiny that it looks like it belongs on a cartoon character rather than a real-life human being. And yet, here she is, defying all expectations and proving that when it comes to body modification, the sky's the limit. Of course, Michelle's transformation has sparked a fair amount of controversy and concern. Many have questioned the potential health risks of such extreme waist training, and rightly so. After all, it's not every day that you come across someone who has willingly contorted their body into such an otherworldly shape. But despite the naysayers, Michelle remains steadfast in her commitment to her unique and unconventional lifestyle. She has become something of a sensation on social media, where she shares glimpses of her daily life and offers insight into the world of extreme body modification. Number 4. Rudy Santos. Rudy Santos, also known as Octoman, is a Filipino man who defies medical odds. Known as a parasitic twin, Rudy's case is one of the world's rarest medical marvels. You might be wondering, what exactly is a parasitic twin? Well, let me enlighten you. A parasitic twin is a rare phenomenon where one twin fails to fully develop in the womb and becomes dependent on the body of the other twin. In Rudy's case, his parasitic twin, whom he has affectionately named Ralph, came in the form of extra appendages and body parts. We're talking 2 extra arms, a deformed right leg, additional shoulders, nipples, and even an undeveloped head attached to his sternum. His twin even has its own ears and a hairy scalp. Rudy's condition is so rare that he now holds the title for being the oldest man in history to ever live with such a deformity. His case has captivated the curiosity of many onlookers, earning him the spotlight during the 70s and 80s. He was the main attraction at traveling fairs and was even given the catchy name Octoman to draw in more audiences. He was a national celebrity in his home country of the Philippines, raking in at least $300 every single night. When he retired, doctors offered to remove Rudy's parasitic twin for him, but he declined. But why? Well, he claims he has grown too attached to his twin, both literally and figuratively. Number 3. Calvino Inman. Have you heard about Calvino Inman, the boy who cries blood? This seemingly unbelievable phenomenon has captured the attention of many, leaving people in disbelief. Calvino Inman first gained attention when he was just 15 years old, after he started experiencing episodes where he would spontaneously cry tears of blood. This rare and bizarre condition, known as hemolacria, has puzzled medical professionals and the general public alike. It's the kind of thing you'd expect to see in a horror movie, not in real life. So, what causes this unusual phenomenon? Well, that's the million-dollar question. Despite numerous medical examinations and tests, doctors have been unable to pinpoint the exact cause of Calvino's hemolacria. Some speculate that it could be related to a vascular disorder or a tear duct abnormality, while others are simply left scratching their heads in bewilderment. But Calvino Inman is not just a medical anomaly, he's also a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Despite the challenges he faces, he has remained remarkably upbeat and optimistic. Instead of letting his condition define him, he has chosen to embrace his uniqueness and raise awareness about hemolacria. In doing so, he has become an inspiration to many, proving that even in the face of adversity, one can find strength and purpose. Of course, being the boy who cries blood comes with its fair share of challenges. Calvino has had to endure countless medical procedures and consultations, all in the hopes of finding a solution to his unusual condition. On top of that, he has had to deal with the inevitable curiosity and skepticism from those who find it hard to believe that such a thing is possible. But through it all, Calvino has remained steadfast in his determination to live life to the fullest, regardless of the hand he's been dealt. Number 2, Tessa Evans. This is the girl who defies all odds and challenges our perception of what it means to be human. You may have heard of people with extraordinary abilities or unique physical features, but Tessa's story will truly leave you in awe. Tessa Evans was born without a nose, a condition so rare that it's hard to believe it exists. While most of us take our noses for granted, Tessa has learned to navigate the world without this essential facial feature. But don't feel sorry for her just yet, because Tessa is anything but ordinary. Despite her unusual condition, Tessa has not let it hold her back. In fact, she has embraced her uniqueness and become an inspiration to many. From a young age, Tessa has shown remarkable resilience and determination, proving that she is so much more than her physical appearance. One might wonder how Tessa breathes or smells without a nose, but she has adapted in ways that will leave you amazed. She breathes through a tube in her throat and has learned to appreciate the world in ways that most of us can't even imagine. Tessa's condition means she has no sense of smell and no sinuses, but she can still cough, sneeze, and catch a cold. Her ability to find joy and beauty in the world around her is just remarkable. Tessa recently underwent a pioneering operation. A mold was inserted into her face to stretch her skin and gradually build the missing facial feature. Over several years, she will have more surgeries to replace the implant as she grows, ensuring her nose develops with her face. But when she reaches her teenage years, she will receive a final prosthesis that will be carefully designed to look like a real body part. Tessa Evans may not have a nose, but she certainly has a heart of gold and a spirit that shines brighter than any physical feature. She is one of the humans we won't believe exist, and we are grateful for the opportunity to learn from her extraordinary story. Number 1, B. Melvinen. Meet B. Melvinen, also known as the real-life storm. You see, B is a living, breathing example of the extraordinary. Her rare genetic abnormality has gifted her with a mane of distinctive white hair that sets her apart from the crowd. Some might even go as far as to say she's one of the most beautiful people ever seen. And who are we to argue with that? You might be thinking, is it even possible to be born with white hair? Well, believe it or not, B is living proof that it is. While most of us are reaching for the hair dye as soon as those pesky greys start to show up, B is proudly embracing her unique look. You might be wondering how B ended up with such a rare and remarkable trait. Some might say it's genetics, while others might chalk it up to pure magic. But whatever the reason, there's no denying that B's natural white hair is nothing short of extraordinary. But B's story doesn't stop at her striking mane. She's also into fashion and beauty. With her one-of-a-kind look, she's been turning heads and breaking barriers in an industry that often celebrates conformity. She's proving that beauty comes in all shapes, sizes, and yes, hair colors. And let's not forget about the wisdom that comes with embracing one's natural self. In a world where we're constantly bombarded with images of unattainable beauty standards, B is a breath of fresh air. She's showing us that it's okay to be different, to stand out, and to embrace our individuality. So, the next time you're feeling pressured to cover up those greys or blend in with the crowd, think of B. Melvinen. She's a living reminder that being true to yourself is the most beautiful thing of all. And who knows, maybe she'll inspire you to embrace your own unique traits, whether it's natural white hair or something else entirely. These individuals may seem like they're straight out of a science fiction novel, but they are very much real. Their remarkable abilities and appearances remind us that the world is full of extraordinary people. So, the next time you think you've seen it all, remember this video.